Good morning, friends. Now, this is next video on functions. Same topic. In the last video, you're seeing domain, codomain, and various types of functions. So we'll go ahead further. Some basic functions. In this first one is constant function. A function fx is said to be constant function if f of x is c, where c is what? C is a constant. इसका मतलब x के प्लेस पे आप अलग अलग वैल्यू रखते जाओ. x के प्लेस पे 1 रखा तो fx क्या और f1 क्या हो जाएगा c, क्योंकि c में कोई x नहीं है. f2 क्या हो जाएगा c, f3 क्या हो जाएगा c. अगर यहां x होता तो चेंज होता है ना. इट इज अ फिक्स्ड, दैट इज अ कांस्टेंट. इसका ग्राफ जो है c, सपोज ये नंबर है, ये c है. दिस इज fx इज इक्वल टू c. This is your x-axis, y-axis. So this is graph of constant function. Second function is what? Linear function. A function fx given as ax plus b, where a should not be 0, is called linear. Linear मतलब line. It is derived from the word line. Linear function. इसका जो ग्राफ आएगा डिपेंड्स ए बी के ऊपर, ए के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है ए पॉजिटिव है कि नेगेटिव है. ए पॉजिटिव मतलब इसका स्लोप क्या हो गया? पॉजिटिव. तो इट विल मेक एक्यूट एंगल विथ पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन ऑफ एक्स एक्सिस. और अगर ये नेगेटिव हो गया तो ये ऑब्ट्यूस एंगल बनाएगा. इट विल बी लाइक दिस और लाइक दिस. मैं एक लीनियर फंक्शन ड्रॉ कर देता हूं. ये कब होगा? ax plus b if a less than 0. और इस तरह आएगा fx is what? ax plus b if a greater than b. Then it will make acute angle. This is obtuse angle with positive direction of x-axis. Then next is quadratic function. Quadratic function or a square function. Fx is equal to ax squared. Depends upon a अगर पॉजिटिव है तो ग्राफ विल बी अपवर्ड. It will be like this. A greater than A. A less than A. Then cubic function. Fx is equal to say x cube. This graph is like this. Then identity function. So next is what? Identity function. A function fx is said to be identity function if fx is same as x. Its graph is like this. This is fx is equal to x. And if f of x is equal to minus x is given by this way. Fx is equal to minus x. Even and odd functions. A function is even function if f of minus x is same as fx. For example, fx is equal to cos x is even function since f of minus x will be what? Cos of minus x, which is cos x, which is fx. A function fx is said to be odd function if f of minus x is same as minus fx. For example, fx is sin x is an odd function. F of minus x is equal to sine of minus x, which is minus sin x, which is minus fx. Then next is polynomial function. A function fx given as fx is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square and so on plus an x raised to n is called polynomial function of degree n if an should not be 0. Its coefficient should not be 0. अगर वो 0 हो गया तो there will not be x raised to n term. Eighth is what? Modulus function. A function fx given as fx is equal to mod x is called modulus function. It is defined as fx, which is mod x. This modulus x is what? Plus x if x is what? Greater than or equal to 0. And it is what? Minus x if x is less than 0. Its graph is see graph of modulus function is like this. This is fx is equal to x and this is fx is equal to minus x. Integral part function or greatest integer function. A function fx is equal to this rectangular box x is greatest integer function, but not greater than x. For example, fx is equal to rectangular box x for x belongs to closed interval -2 to 2 can be given as fx is what? -2 if -2 less than or equal to x less than -1. It is -1 if -1 less than or equal to x less than 0. It is 0 if 0 less than or equal to x less than 1. It is 1 if 1 less than or equal to x less than 2. And it is 2 if x is equal to 2. Its graph can be given as it is also known as a step function because graph will be step. When x is between -2 to -1. X is lying between -2 to -1 if it is -2. So including -2. -2 को include किया है up to the value is what? -2. And when it is -2 to 0, -1 to 0, it is what? -1. Now -1 is included. This point is not included. Then 0 to 1, it is what? 0. Where 0 is included up to this. This is not included. Then between 1 and 2, it is what? 1. Lower limit is always included. Huh? So you can see it is what? A step. So that is why it is called a step function. Another name for this integral part function. Or in some book you'll find the name step function. As the graph is what? Steps. 10 is fractional part function. A function fx is a fractional part function defined as denoted as fx is equal to fractional part function is written like curly bracket and is between 0 and 1. close 0 and 1. 1 is not included. It is between 0 and 1. That is 0 less than or equal to fractional part of x less than 1. Note, x can be written as greatest integer function plus fractional part function. Then 11th is logarithmic function. Uh, Trigonometric functions I will take as a separate only. Logarithmic function is what? A function fx given as fx is equal to log x to the base a, where x is positive, a is positive, and a should not be 1, is defined as logarithmic function. So we're done basic type functions which we use while solving the problems. Thank you.